Joel, what have you seen from the 2 point guards? Obviously, it's pretty clear now you have two viable options there in Shea and Quade, especially in there.
I think it's a byproduct of two guys that have come here embracing competition, that come every day to work, that enjoy that, and they've gotten better since they stepped foot on campus in the summer. They didn't ask questions about who was coming in the process. They didn't worry about anybody else who might be here. And they have come in, and it has been a ton of fun to watch them every day in practice, which no one here or outside of our team and staff gets to see. But it's two guys that absolutely love to play basketball and love to work. And I think what everyone gets to see on game day and game night is a byproduct of guys that work hard and want to be the best version of themselves.
How fair are those battles in practice? I mean, how are they fairly even one day? I mean, Shea said he drives quite crazy sometimes, obviously with that big wingspan, but he also makes him guard every spot. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think with what we're working on, defensively, I think Quade has to keep or Shea has to keep himself honest in terms of falling asleep on the backside, because that ball can get swung and Quade can step in and knock down the outside shot. And I think that's even what Cal's trying to get Shea to do is step in and shoot the ball. And I think they're both obviously extremely good basketball players who like I said, come to practice every day, and you have to do that here to get better, and that's what they've done.
They have distinctly different approaches to playing point guard, I would say. How do the coaches try to go about deciding how to go with that?
Jerry, I don't know that I would say they have different approaches to the position. I think they both have their strengths at this point, and I think that's what Cal is really trying to do is get them to play to their strengths and continue to work on how he sees them fitting into our team and what our team needs. And that comes and goes in terms of parts of the game. Is it something that we need ball reversal? Is it something that we need Quade to shoot as opposed to maybe dominate the ball? Is it we need him to reverse the ball at different times? And I think when you have young kids like that that are adjusting to the college game and adjusting to playing with new players, adjusting to playing with a new system or setting, I think you're going to have times where it might look like they themselves have a different approach to the position or to the game. But I think right now it's two kids that are loving being coached, who love to practice, who love competition, and who want to get better. And that's why I think that we've seen them jump daily, and I think it's what we're going to continue to see. I think that's what the fans are going to continue to see, not only with them, but with this entire team, is a young group of kids that love to practice, that love to work, love to compete, and it's going to be a fun group to watch. I know the talk right now is about the point guards, but I think our team is going to be a lot of fun to watch grow and grow and grow.
In a more general sense of this influx, like that's an influx of freshmen, I'll probably obviously see lots of competition for a more dominant role, more minutes. Has this been made a positive impact with players trying to play harder to earn more of a spot, more of a central role in the team?
Yeah, it's a great question, and I think our guys have done that in practice. And I think for the first time, when you have young kids that come here, this is the hardest that they've ever worked. And I think what Cal has continued to tell them is that's hard, but you need to work harder. And I think for them, it's finding that point of practice when they say, man, this is tough. Okay, well, let's push past that. And I think with a group of guys that are competitive, you don't come here if you're not competitive. That's the bottom line. I think we look for that early on in recruiting, and the guys that come here want to come here and compete. They know what this is about, and this group knew that when they came, and I think that's something that we have been pleasantly surprised with in practice, and our guys are comfortable, fighting for time, fighting for minutes, and I think that's why we've seen a jump week to week to week, especially in these games.
Joel, how was the exhibition games like the one tomorrow night and practices? How do those things impact the decisions you guys have to make, rotation, starters, all that?
I think it's been an opportunity for us to see different lineups. I think it's been an opportunity for us to see who starts, who I think we've started, Eric? We've started 2 different starting lineups, and I think we've had 4 different starting lineups in halves, and that's been something that was thought out before the first game, was we were going to start different lineups.
What have you guys noticed so far?
I think that's still a work in progress. I think it's something that we're going to take a look at, and I don't know, we might start different lineups in our first real games. I don't know that we've come to that. I don't know that Coach Cal has come to that conclusion, or if there's going to be a conclusion. I think that with this group, it might be a true, lineup, by game. I don't know. I'm not speaking for Coach on that. I just think this is a group that you can see every lineup has a different personality, and I think that's what we're trying to figure out right now is what individuals mesh the best together and what individuals are going to come together at different points in a game, and how that's going to, play out game by game.
Joel, Cal obviously went heavy with the rebounding in the last game. You guys had a huge size advantage and got out rebounded. Where should the rebounding come from?
I think the answer is everybody. I think when you have a 6'6" point guard who can rebound. I think when you have, even Quad A, is the guy who we want to play fast and get the ball out. I think it starts there. But it really should come from all 5 positions. I think that's a programmatic, stressor, for us is everybody should rebound. We chart that in practice. We chart that in games, who's even attempting to rebound. And that's been something that we have talked a lot about, probably from our first couple inter-squad scrimmages, here in the building that no one saw, and now you have 10 guys that you're charting in inter-squads to now it reduces to 5 in the games.
You guys, it's such a young group, but especially for Nick Richards, how much are you guys talking about defending without fouling? And how tough is that for a young player to do?
I think it's tough for all of them, but I think for Nick, it's one that, at that position, you have a couple guys. Now with Ty being back in the fold, you have a little bit more depth inside, but you do have Sasha, you have Nick, both that need to play without fouling. I think we looked at it the other night. PJ had a little bit of foul trouble the other night, and I think the thing that these guys are going to have to figure out is, okay, what is a foul? Especially at the college, level. What is a foul and what is a good foul? What's a bad foul? A whack 80 feet from the basket, when you have 2 fouls or when you have 3 fouls is not wise. A chest in the back going over the top of somebody is never a good foul. I think when we're looking at film with these guys collectively, looking at the film with them individually, those are the types of conversations that are being had in terms of fouling, but I think for all of them, they all need time. They all need minutes, and silly fouls or pointless fouls or lazy or fatigue fouls are the ones that are going to get us in trouble, not only in the games, but individually we'll get those guys in a little bit of trouble because it's going to put them on the bench, and they're not going to get any better sitting on the bench.
Joel, in the blue light scrimmage, I think Nick took out 3 or 4 guys, cracked one of them in the head. Afterwards, some of his teammates were saying, once he gets those arms going and that size going, sometimes in practice he's just taking people out left and right. How much of a challenge is it for him just to body control? Is there a way to teach a guy that stretches out 7'5" how to not hit people with his elbows?
He hit me the other day in a shell drill, so I don't know. We must not be doing that good of a job with him. But no, I think when you have young guys like this that are being forced to extend themselves to a place that they have never been challenged to go, and you've got to live with it. And I think that has been a fun part for our staff, I think, as assistants, and I would think Cal would say the same thing. You go to practice every day, and it's fun, and that's where I think with this team, and we think with this team, I think that the fans are going to they should, come to games, really with an appetite to see a team that's going to grow. And every game and every time out, it's going to happen right before your eyes, and there's going to be, a sizable growth game to game to game. That's what we're going to need. But you have love to compete, love to practice, and I think you're going to see, and we're all going to get to see them grow game by game.
Joe, what sort of elements can blunt this growth? What are you guys on the lookout for, just in case?
I think with any young person, I think anytime that they get complacent, if they think I'm good, I don't need to get to practice early or stay late or take some extra time with an assistant coach or take care of your body, away from the gym. And I think with what we do here in terms of our support staff, I think that's something that all of us are keeping an eye on from our what we eat, how much we sleep, how much we lift, how much we practice. Those are all the types of things that we try to give them the blueprint for, and ultimately it comes back on the individual, and ultimately I think it comes back on the team, of looking out for each other and saying, okay, what am I doing, but how can I help somebody else and lead somebody else? And it's a process, and it's something that there's always those times that young kids, young teams, have to find those places to fight a little bit more, or fight through some fatigue, or fight through some challenges, and we probably won't know until they get here.
Time for a couple more guys. Couple more, go ahead.
What were the areas that you saw some growth in from exhibition 1 to 2?
I think we did a good job, as a team, defensively. I mean, I think you look at we forced turnovers, we got after them. I think we were active on the defensive end, and part of that, I mean, that's you look at the rebounding. Part of it was we did cause so many turnovers in that game, gave us less chances to rebound. We got deflections. I think individually you saw some guys make some strides positionally on defense from the film and some of the stuff that we emphasized collectively or individually. And I think ball movement was great in terms of our lane touches, in terms of one more, some stuff that we chart when the ball gets moving, and I think those are the easy ones that jump right off the page at you, and I think we look for more of that tomorrow night and the next game and the next game and the next game.
Joel, is there anybody since you guys started practice that you say, hey, this kid's even better than I thought?
I think they all have made improvements. I know that's not answering your question, but I think they all have made improvements, and that's what is exciting about this group, is they all come in to practice every day to get better, and they all want to be the best of themselves, and I think that we'll see that daily. Some guys will be better than others. Some guys will be young and maybe a little bit fatigued, but then they go into another section of practice and respond. So I don't know that you can put your finger on one guy. I mean, outside of Jamal Baker and Jared Vanderbilt, who've been injured, I think everybody has gotten better, and that includes Winnie and Sasha and Ty guys that have been here before.
Do you think Jared will be back, Joe?
I don't know about that. That's
The last
yeah,
one,
sorry.
Cal has said that, Sasha will rebound and play. That's kind of his path. Is that a role where he could carve out sort of a niche? And have you seen, since Cal has made that kind of clear to him, have you seen him maybe buy into that a little more? Yeah, I mean, I think he said he wants him to defend and rebound. And that's at that position, that's always been a blueprint for those guys to get more minutes, and I think Sasha's embraced that, and it takes time. It takes time for guys to embrace the physicality that it takes to rebound, and I think he's getting it. He's had a good couple weeks of practice and some good minutes, better minutes in the Moorhead game than the Thomas More game, and he was better in the Thomas More game than he was in Blue White. So I think he's in the same boat as the rest of these guys in that. There has to be daily improvement, and I think if we go at it that way, I think you'll see a jump for him as well.